Come in, Mr. Taylor.
Thank you. Call me Max.
Sorry?
Call me Max. All my friends call me Max.
Oh, I see. So, Max, you're interested in the job of computer assistant here at Sunshine Travel.
Yes, I saw your advertisement and I thought that's the job for me.
Really?
Yes. You see, I like the name of your company, Sunshine Travel. It's a very happy, optimistic name.
Yes. Tell me about yourself.
Well, I did a degree in computer studies. Then I worked for a bank for 3 years. At the moment, I'm working for the BBC.
Oh. Well, Sunshine Travel is a travel agency. What do you know about the travel business?
The travel business? Well, I lived on a desert island for 6 months.
You lived on a desert island for 6 months?
Yes.
When was that?
About 2 years ago. I was writing a novel.
You were writing a novel?
Yes, and I needed a quiet place to work, so I went to a desert island.
I see. What was the novel called?
It was called Living in the Past.
Did you finish it?
No. After 6 months, it was still a short story, and it was terrible. I decided I was a terrible writer, so I came back to London and got another job in computers with the BBC.
The British Broadcasting Corporation.
No, the British Bicycle Company.
Oh.
Travel poster. Igloo. Igloo. Seal. Polar bear. Walrus. Iceberg. Right hand.
Tell me about yourself.
Interviewer.
Really?
Speak. Left hand. Private mail. Cuff. Right hand.
Really?
Speak.
Call me Max.
Interviewee. Collar. Map of the world.
The sergeant was talking to his men, and he passed out all the weapons, didn't have enough guns to go around. So he told the last man, "I'll just give you a stick." And the guy says, "Well, what am I going to do with a stick?" "Well, you can just holler bang, bang. Nobody'll ever know the difference. You'll probably get killed anyway." This guy says, "Wait a minute. What happens if I get in close hand-to-hand combat?" He says, "I'll give you this straw and put it on the end of the broomstick, and you can just go stab, stab." "Well, okay, I can go along with that." Well, the battle starts, and people are getting shot all over the place, and this guy's going bang, 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 bang. People falling down all over the place. the guy's really feeling good. He's getting to be a hero. There's down to 2 men on the field. This one guy and the enemy. And the guy comes over there to him, calling bang, 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 bang. The guy keeps coming. He finally gets there close enough to him. He goes, stab, 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 stab. Nothing happens. The guy just walks right on his face. Just walks right on over him. As he's laying there, he's feeling bad because 1 minute he's a hero, next minute he's dead. And as he's laying there, he hears the guy going, tank, 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 tank.
The sender's address. The date. Dear. The text of the letter. All the best, best wishes, etc. The sender's signature. The postscript. P.S. The sender's address. The date. The receiver's name and address. Dear Sir or Madam, Dear Mr. Jones, etc. The text of the letter. Yours faithfully. Yours sincerely. The sender's signature. The sender's name.
Washington Irving, 1783 to 1859, American, one of the first American writers to be well known in other countries. Wrote 2 of the most popular stories in American literature, Rip Van Winkle and The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, both based on German fairy tales.
Edgar Allan Poe, 1809 to 1849, American, one of America's greatest writers, wrote many stories of horror and mystery. 2 of the most famous are The Fall of the House of Usher and The Murders in the Rue Morgue.
Well, Angela, I think I've found your new assistant.
Oh, good.
A young man called Max Taylor. A very interesting young man, in fact.
Really?
Yes. He did a degree in computer studies and then got a job with a bank. After he'd worked there for 3 years, he left everything and went to live on a desert island.
Very interesting.
Yes, yes. Yes, he wanted to write a novel.
A novel?
Yes.
How long did he stay on the desert island?
6 months.
And did he write his novel?
No. After 6 months, he'd only written 10 pages, so he came back to London and got a job with the BBC.
The British Broadcasting Corporation?
No.
The British Banana Company?
No. The British Bicycle Company.
Oh.
Yes, he's a very interesting young man. I think you'll like him.
Perhaps he'll put me in his next novel.
Yes, who knows? Actually, I've always wanted to write a novel myself.
About your experiences in the travel business?
Yes.
Good idea.
No. No, I think I've left it too late. I'm 52 years old. Shakespeare had already written Richard III when he was 28.
Richard III isn't a novel.
Do I know Richard III isn't a novel? But you know what I mean. Well, when Charles Dickens was 26, he'd already written Oliver Twist. When F. Scott Fitzgerald was 24, he'd already written his first novel and a collection of short stories.
And when Mozart was 8, he'd already written his first symphony.
Yes. Depressing, isn't it? More coffee?
Yes, please.
Insecticide.
Laurel. A pair of braces. Mobile phone. Avocado. Hammy melon. Loquat. Cockroach. Table trim. Table trim.
Turkish flag.
Japanese flag. Australian flag. Canadian flag.
Pen holder. Big gorge. Palm. Big gorge.
The Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Is that you? I couldn't believe my eyes. You look so young.
That's me. I won the championship at the annual tennis tournament at university.
You looked wonderful. When was that?
10 years ago. You know, if I hadn't broken my arm in an accident, I'd have won Wimbledon.
Well, I used to be a good basketball player, but my health failed me.
Yeah, life is full of changes.
Contestant. Champion.
You look so young.
Louder. Little spirit. Kitty. Sound.
We went to the cinema last night.
What did you see?
We saw a western.
What was it called?
It was called A Man with No Name.
Was it good?
Yes, it was quite exciting. I enjoyed it.
What did Samantha think of it?
She didn't like it very much.
Really?
In fact, she left after 5 minutes.
Why?
I'm not sure. She didn't say.
The film's already started.
What?
The film has already started.
Yes, never mind. I've seen it before. That man has just arrived in town,
Bartender?
Yeah?
Same again.
Haven't seen you in town before?
The bartender hasn't seen him in town before.
Thank you, Brian.
Just arrived from Tulsa.
He's just arrived from Tulsa.
Thank you, Brian.
I'm looking for you. Step into the street.
You're making a big mistake.
No, your time has come. So pick up your gun and let's go.
It's a good film, isn't it?
Do you think so?
Yes, I've seen it 6 times.
We went to the cinema last night.
Did you have a good evening?
Not really. We left home late.
What was the problem?
Brian had lost the car keys. When we arrived at the cinema, the film had already started.
What kind of film was it?
A western, called A Man with No Name.
Was it good?
Well, Brian thought it was a marvellous film. He'd seen it before. In fact, he'd already seen it 6 times.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was boring. I left after 5 minutes.
Oil lamp. Fire. Cowboy. Exit. Folding door. Revolver. Western.
I saw Norman yesterday.
How was he?
Not very happy.
Why?
He had just failed his driving test.
I saw Mary last week.
How was she?
Depressed.
Why?
She just lost her job.
I saw Samantha on Friday.
How was she?
Fine. Very happy, actually.
Why?
She'd just passed an exam.
I saw Brian at the weekend.
How was he?
Fine. He was wearing a cowboy hat.
Why?
He'd just seen A Man with No Name for the 7th time.
Snack counter. Long bench. Hamburger. Napkin. Condiment. Coke. Swivel chair. Night adverts. Attendant.
Hello, Brian.
Hi.
I like the cowboy hat.
Thanks.
I saw your favourite film last night.
Sorry?
I saw your favourite film last night.
A Man with No Name?
Yes. How many times have you seen it? 7?
Yes, 7 times. I'd intended to see it again this week, but Samantha didn't want to come with me. I don't know why. Anyway, I didn't see it again, but I bought this hat.
It's very interesting. Green is an unusual colour for a cowboy hat.
Yes, I'd hoped to get a white one, but I couldn't find one anywhere. Never mind. Bartender, same again.
Weeds. Water pipe. Bar.
Bartender.
Bar boss. Jeans. Cobbled road. Downtown.
The past perfect tense. Construction and uses.
Brian had lost the car keys.
He had written his instructions.
He's seen it before.
I had not seen it before.
Had you seen it before?
When we arrived at the cinema, the film had already started. When the telephone rang, I answered it.
I learnt to drive before I got married.
The past perfect continuous.
Jack was ill. He had been working too hard.
Mary arrived at 6:30. I had not been waiting very long. How long had you been waiting?
He'd been sitting there all morning. He'd been reading a newspaper. I finished my novel this morning. How long had you been working on it?
I'd been working on it for 20 years.